Hey, welcome to the show, man. We're now on Urban One Podcast, wherever you get your podcast, WZAKCleveland.com. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome to those watching around the world. And wherever you may be listening, what's up to you? What's up to you? Tell us how you feel. We're talking about this father. We mentioned this earlier and what is trending, and want to get your take on this. So this father is 24 years old, 24-year-old dad with 3 kids.
Yes.
He dropped his kids off at McDonald's
Yes.
to go to an interview 3 blocks away.
Mm-hmm.
The kids, ages 1, 6, and 10 years old, were unattended by an adult. All right, so someone called the cops.
Right.
All right, now they said it's unclear. It's also that the customer who noticed the children alone. So anyway, so he went for a job interview. And he was gone, how long, 2 hours?
Yes, they said that he was gone. He left and he came back.
Mm-hmm. To
And
check
then-
on his kids.
Right, I
Okay.
guess that is what the assumption is. And then he left out again. And that time, the second time, he was gone for a little over 2 hours. And so when he came back the third time, around 6 o'clock in the evening, they arrested this man because the police had already been called. The mother was on her way to pick up the kids. So I don't know if she was at work or, he really was trying to get to this job interview and couldn't reschedule. But this particular McDonald's did have a playground in it. And so I guess he figured he'd let them play for a little while.
Okay, and he's Chris Lewis, 24 years old, left his kids at the Mickey D's
Yeah.
on 2902 Washington Road in Augusta because he wanted to go to a job interview. So I want you all to tell us, what do you think the punishment should be? Do you think it needs to be a punishment? Do you give him credit for a good credit or for trying to get a job to take care of the 3? So I have this imagination, right?
Yeah.
I have this imagination. I just be thinking, maybe the mom, she was at work, I don't know,
Yeah.
and they couldn't afford a babysitter. He needs a job so then they can afford a babysitter. Because you always give the woman extra credit, So
Well, I give anybody trying some extra credit.
but
yeah.
but he did. Let's look at it. So he went to go get a job. Not a good choice to leave him alone, but he did leave him in a safe place.
Right.
He left him in McDonald's.
Right.
The 10-year-old can watch them.
Not a 1-year-old.
Not a 1-year-old, depending on what state it's in. People leave their kids at home a lot by themselves, and maybe but not a 1-year-old. 1-year-old is just too, but people do that, and stuff just don't get caught or nothing happens because the 10-year-old maybe I don't even want to use the word mature, but maybe can handle because the stuff we used to have to do back in the day. So how much time do you think he gets, or do you just give him a slap on the wrist, say, hey, man, you know not to do that? And bad judgment, does he, once this job found out, after they interviewed him, they know now that Chris Lewis was here and left his kids down the street, bad judgment, so he might not even get the job.
But people are coming to his defense. People have offered to help him.
Mm-hmm.
Some people said helicopter parenting culture has to end. This is insane. A 10-year-old looking after their siblings in a safe space for a short period of time while their parent does something next door is normal, like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
And,
back then.
Right.
We used to do that. Let's not act like that and use your mama and say, don't nobody touch nothing. Don't you touch no dog.
Right. Yeah. And another person said the entire situation is messed up and unfair, and the father should not be in jail for this, but we should be able to agree that the McDonald's is not a safe space for unattended children.
No, it's not a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
I would have hollered at the man, hey, man, let me holler at you right quick. I got to go there.
Yeah.
I got this job interview. Quayshawn and Raekwon and Baba gonna be here. I'm just going 3 blocks for this job interview because y'all not hiring, right? Y'all not hiring?
Look, I mean, people don't have people.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to find a sitter. And
It's
I
hard.
have family here, so
It's-
it's hard for me to just pick up and be like, okay, I got to do this. I have to plan. way
Yeah,
ahead. It's
yeah.
hard.
So here it is, family. The kids were not harmed, right?
Yeah.
The kid's okay, all right? The father did try to go get a job. He came back to check on him in between times. Maybe he had to go do, the second interview. Mama, we don't know her story. Maybe she was at work. They didn't have a babysitter. How would you handle this? You be the jury.
Yeah.
You tell us how you feel with this. The number is 216-578-0931. Do you feel bad for the father?
I'm arrested.
Yeah, he arrested him, man.
You can't even take a citation.
No, he ain't got no job, and you're locking him up. What you gonna tell her?
But it was really, really bad judgment for the baby.
I gotta tell y'all about bad judgment on that went down with me and my brother.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my kids left alone. Yeah. All right, 578-0931 ZAK.
Sam Sylk Show, that is the truth. So turn it up, turn it loose. Sam Sylk Show, I got the juice. Turn it up, the show, baby, ripping it up. Giving it up. It's the Sam Sylk Show. Hey, we digging it up. Playing old school, new school.
Yeah, I gotta tell y'all my story just a bit on what went down with me, and when they tried to take my kids from me. My kids actually, they called me. They was trying to take my kids from me. Little Sam and Latifah. I'm gonna tell y'all about that in a minute. Hey, welcome to the show. What's going on?
What's happening, Sam?
You got it.
Hey.
Listen, I'm listening to what you guys are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the young man should go to jail.
Okay.
But see, the thing of it is, it's so hard right now because young people are not really having guidance from both older parents to teach them what they should and should not do.
Yeah.
So I do commend him for going out trying to get a job.
Yeah.
He should have said something to the manager, maybe asked the manager and told him, say, listen, I'm going on the job interview. So my kids stay here for a while.
In the play, they good.
Right, that's the same, exactly.
Get them a high
He
C.
was gone
Give me a high.
2 hours,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was gone a little bit too long, but I don't think he needs jail time. Maybe they need to let him sit in the kids' playground at McDonald's for 2 hours.
There you go. And and everybody go back. That's him right there. That's him. That's Chris right there.
That's it.
That's Chris.
That's it. No, he don't get no jail time. maybe put on Ronald McDonald's uniform. And
There you go.
Yes.
But they should give him a job. Hire him. Give him a job.
Absolutely.
That's what they ought to do.
I commend the young 24-year-old brother for trying to do the right thing and take care of his family.
Yeah.
So absolutely no jail time.
No jail time. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. All right. Tell us how you feel. What you say?
I absolutely positively feel bad for the father. I feel like clearly there was nobody to help him, putting them in foster care. If he goes to jail and the mother ends up having mental health challenges as a residual of him going to jail and not having that support in the home.
Yeah.
And then not only that, there's a country, I can't remember it offhand, that they put their babies outside in a stroller and take naps and engage in activities while the kids are just like outside
What?
in these strollers.
Send me that.
That
Please
is
look it
so
up.
funny.
I swear,
What?
I can't Google it. I wanted to before I got on this call, but as a social worker, a single mother, you do not know the challenges you have to think about when you are considering what you're trying to do to provide for your family.
Yeah.
I personally just thought, like, could I leave them right quick and go do this?
Right.
I have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait till I tell y'all.
Show where we're at.
Yeah.
Like, and now he's gonna have a charge.
Yeah.
So what I think I would have done is certainly child welfare needs to be involved. He probably would get a child endangerment, but oftentimes when you let the Department of Children and Family Services come in, they offer resources.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even trust your neighbors anymore to watch your kids.
Man.
Oftentimes feel like they're safer to watch themselves.
Man.
And the country is Denmark that
Di-
they leave their babies outside.
And so Denmark, they leave their babies outside to do what?
They said it's a common practice for infants to be left alone in the street while they nap.
Why who nap?
While they parents.
The parents.
What, the parents take a nap? They stick their baby outside in a
How many
stroller.
times you would love to just wheel them babies on outside?
Okay, all
So
right.
you can take a nap.
Okay.
What I said. I even thought about like when you want to go simply to the grocery store and you have to take a kid out of the
Yeah.
car
Ooh,
to
yes.
take them in. I wish they had people that watch their kids while they're in the car.
And then what about the parents that leave their kids in the car to go pay for gas?
Yeah.
That's
guilty.
going on.
Is that it has gone wrong?
Guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like he's probably in a situation where he's like, damn, I can't win for losing.
Right.
I tried. He probably get nagged, called
Yeah.
broke, bummed.
Yeah.
I remember the time when my kids almost got taken from me. So I was on the radio in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And so they kept, look, nice little country town. So they kept calling. The police kept calling the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, somebody's playing on the phone. So a friend of mine who works at the police station, she's a police officer. She said, hey, man, who at home with your kids? I was like, my brother is. She was like, you better hurry up and get there. The police there. I said, what you talking about? I said, the police there? Yeah. And they talking about taking your shorties. Hurry up and get there. So I put on the CD and I left. I left up out. I put on the CD, left up out of there, got there, right? And my brother, so my kids were, Latifah was 5. Sam was, I think, how old was Sam? Latifah was 6. Sam was about 3 or 4. I can laugh at it now.
Right.
And I called a friend of mine and said, hey, I need you to get to the house. They're trying to take my kids. So I get there, and the police is there, 3 cops. Hey, Mr. Sylk, pleasure to meet you, man. Sorry to meet you like this. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Well, your kids here low. I'm like, my kids here low? Yeah. Yes, I know out there with my brothers here. He's somewhere around now. He probably next door or something. Like, nah, we've been here about an hour.
Oh no.
So my brother come walking back with a pizza.
He went and got
Wow.
him pizza.
He went to go get the kids a pizza. Now, here's the story. They say, well, he's not just here alone. Who does this weed belong to?
Oh no. He went to
Who y'all got this weed? Who got weed in the freezer? I'm like, what do you mean? What you talking about? I said, that's, it's
So
not.
let me say this, Sam.
Yeah.
The difference when the police and children and family services come to African American families' houses, they allow them to come in. We have a very submissive behavior.
Uh-huh.
When children and family services go to white family houses,
Uh-huh.
they say, you can't come here. I'm calling my lawyer.
Yeah.
The conversation stops.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
that's one thing I hope that people take away.
I hope they
You
do.
don't have to let these people in their house. In your house.
And so it's, Terrence is like, they like, were you watching the kids? Yeah, they good. What's wrong? He comes and eating the pizza.
He ain't see nothing wrong.
Yeah, he's like, what to get them something to eat? And they said, well, you got pizza in the freezer. He said, they didn't want that pizza. This is what they wanted. They all right? What's going on?
What you gonna do? It's hard to find people to watch your kids.
Ah!
Oh, goodness.
And then, so they locked my brother up. They was trying to take my kids. And what I did was I shipped my kids back to Chicago.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all ain't getting, and we ain't doing it. They don't live here. Ain't no kids here. Goodbye.
Remember to get our kids back.
See you later.
Whole nother conversation.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what happened.
Crazy. It's rough out here. I ain't gonna lie.
I can laugh at it now. And and they was like, my daughter was like, little Sam was like, they taking Uncle T to jail? And then my daughter was like, yep, because he left us in the house by ourselves. That week, they had just taught my daughter how to call 911 at school. If you ever at home alone, that's what happened.
She was
Yeah.
Cell phones now. Ain't no
Yeah.
cell phone 911. They watching Peppa Pig.
Right, exactly. You can leave the whole kids by themselves now, boy. They
baby called. Oh,
she called on her uncle. Yeah, we laugh at it now though. But all right, man, appreciate the call.
Take care.
Later.